Hi guys, today we're breaking the dominance of Farron's Fate over my Indie Spotlight segment, and we're going to be looking at Frozen Synapse by Mode 7 Games. Now this game has been out for a while, a few years in fact, but I've been playing it since just about the time of release, slightly before even, and I've enjoyed my time with it quite a lot, so I thought I would show you around today. We are going to be looking at the offline mode today, because I have a bit more control over that than the online mode of course. And I'm just going to drop into the campaign and show you a bit about how the gameplay works. So I have 4 possible campaigns here. I'm just going to drop into the original one. I'm going to skip over the story segment just for the sake of jumping straight into the action to show you how this all works. Is that not a nice looking city? Now this is a simultaneous turn-based tactical game, and basically it's combat between your soldiers and another set of soldiers. If you've ever played the, what's the name, Rainbow Six, the old planning phase in Rainbow Six games, imagine that but as the core of the actual gameplay. Now I loved the planning phase in the old Rainbow Six games, I have to say. The real problem came when it was time to actually execute the mission, and I was absolutely terrible. I was usually the reason it failed, so having someone else actually execute the mission for me is very nice. Okay, here we go. We have our first mission. So let's see, a simple introduction sounds good to me. Start the mission. We'll go for a bit of story here. So this is the interface you get while you're playing. You can move the map around, of course, zoom in and out. The green guys belong to me, and the red guys belong to the enemy. And basically the mission is to just kill everyone for this first one. Nice simple training mission. The little icons next to the guys tell you what weapon they've got, and every one of these has a machine gun. It's the 3 little bullets there. And what you do is basically plan out the actions you want them to perform, so moving and aiming in particular directions. You have a little right click menu here with various options, the stand and duck and so on and so forth. You can set delays for actions being performed. So what I'm going to do is have this guy run down to this door, face that way and duck. Basically there's a sort of order of precedence, as it were, in terms of who manages to kill who in a direct gunfight. So for example, if he's standing here crouched and aiming, and someone with the same weapon walks through that doorway, he's basically guaranteed to get the kill. Things like cover also affect it. There's weapons like shotguns, which are a lot quicker to kill at short range than the machine guns, so the weapons also play an effect. So it's all about considering what the enemy might be doing in his turn. And just make sure that I cover most of the places this guy could get to. So what I can do here is actually aim that way, duck, and then walk out. So you can preview the actions that will occur. So he's walking over here, aiming and ducking, and then standing around the edge of the door there. And this guy's going to stand there, aiming this way. And this is basically what my turn is going to look like. Now a nice feature of this game is that you can plan the enemy's turn in terms of what you're expecting him to do. So for example, if I expect him to come over this way, and maybe he stands just around the corner here, then I can see what sort of effect that will have on the turn. Now of course you never know exactly what the enemy is going to do, but you can plan it out in quite some detail if you want to, and try out a few different options about what they could do, and sort of see how the response for your guys will be. Now I've just noticed this guy up here is going to be a problem, because if he comes around here, then it's quite likely that battle's a little too evenly matched. Looks like my guy might just get the drop on him. Actually, I can demonstrate the feature I mentioned before, where let's say he comes around the corner prepared for someone being standing down there, then he should actually get the drop on me that time. No? I am quite wrong there, obviously. There's obviously some other factor involved here that I'm not considering. But that's why the planning's good, because you can't simulate all these things in your mind. You have to just try it out, because there's always something you haven't considered. So what I'm going to do is prime my turn there and see what the outcome is. Now if you're playing against a real person online, then you both submit your turns and then you get this simultaneous enacting of the turns. Oh, that was very unfortunate, wasn't it? He's almost definitely dead next turn though. Yeah, thank you, I did lose one. No problem. We're good here. Yeah, he's definitely... There's nothing he can do, really, in the amount of time he's got before he dies to get him out of danger. Let's just check, though, just to make sure. Make sure he's got nothing going on, and then see if he can run. No, he can't run out of the way, even. Now, the turn-based nature of this is quite nice for online play because you don't have to sit here in the game waiting. You can go off and do other things and the game will notify you when your opponent's ready, which is always quite handy. Now he's obviously taking cover down there. What I am going to do is have this guy, once he's dead, actually he's not even going to bother waiting, so I just did stand into what I'm looking for, cancel aim. So he is going to run up here. He's going to stay there, he's going to stay... No, there's no point in him staying there. So what he's going to do is head down the centre here, and we'll try to get a guy on each side of him over here. And you can see how this can be quite a tactical game. There's in the online play there are two different modes. Well, actually there's a lot of different game modes, but there's two different styles for each one, of light and dark. In the light ones you can see all of your opponent's soldiers. In the dark one you can't see them unless you have direct line of sight, and it's actually interesting how the difficulty of the two compares. Because you'd expect being able to see all the enemy's troops makes it much easier, but in fact it becomes a lot more tactical, a lot more like chess I guess, where a lot of the game is spent getting your soldiers into position and trying to stay out of the line of sight of the opponent, and then at some point someone will make a move and all hell breaks loose. Whereas in the dark mode, of course, you only have your guess as to where everyone is, and you can have a lot of situations where you're caught by surprise, and the tactics can come in quite heavily in terms of covering your blind spots and so on. So it's quite good to play both and have a little try of both types of mode. So let's see if I can take this guy out. I'm going to quickly run across here, make sure he doesn't try to engage him. He shouldn't anyway, but just in case. And this guy is going to continue along here. And hopefully, like that, we should be able to take him by surprise. I might even catch him off guard there, it looks like. In the meantime, this guy is going to continue around here and try to get around the back of that guy. Let's see how that plays out, shall we? You may notice I'm not actually trying to plan out the enemy's turn very much. That's just because I'm trying to get through this fairly quickly, but you can spend a lot of time trying out alternatives for the opponent's moves. That shootout is probably not going to... Oh, actually that went a lot better for me than I expected. I thought the cover might help him a bit more than it did. So what we have now... Of course, between turns you can cancel any pending actions they've still got. What we are going to do is try to get this guy up here without dying. I don't know if that... No, that guy won't have line of sight to him if he goes that way. And basically he's going to stand guard over this window. In the meantime, this guy is going to try to take him out around the corner here. Let's see if we can get any... Okay, so I say coming around the corner, ducked and aiming, he has absolutely no chance at that range, it's just a single shot kill. So, let's end this turn, shall we? Sorry about that, I clicked out of the game. Here we go.
Hostile.
There we go, he tried to come for that corner as well.
Mission complete.
And the mission is over. Go to results screen. I got a bronze rating, it looks like, because I lost a guy. You can play the missions back, of course. And since the next mission, what I am going to do is actually show you some other things outside of the single player. So I'll join you there. Now here we are in the screen for the online mode. And there's a few options here for finding games, creating games, challenges. There's a co-op mode and a tournament mode. I will show you the different modes of game we have available here. There's Extermination, which is just a straight deathmatch essentially. The mission is to kill all the opposing soldiers. There is Secure, which I will quickly check before I give you wrong information. Somewhere down here there is Game Modes. So in Secure, basically one opponent is attacking a particular part of the map and the other one has to defend it. And the attacker's mission is to get a unit into that area and stay alive for 3 seconds. In Disputed, it's basically collecting boxes and escaping with them off the map. Hostage, one person has to get hostages off of the map while the other person has to try to stop them. In Charge, you have to try to get a certain distance down the map while the other person tries to stop you getting there, and you have to stay down there for 3 seconds. And in Upload, you have to try to kill your opponent's hacker before he kills yours. And as I say, there's a light and a dark variant for each mode. If we go into a existing game, I might be able to find one to show you. I will quickly join you back when I found one for us to look at. So this is an example of an extermination game I played previously. This was a dark extermination, so during the actual game I wouldn't be able to see any of these enemy soldier positions unless I had direct line of sight. And there's a couple of different weapons you can see here. There's the missile launcher and the shotgun. And you can see my planned routes here are a little crazy. I have no idea what I was thinking with this one. And basically you can do the replay of the turns to see how everything went. I clicked on very much the wrong thing there.
Hostile neutralized.
We might get to see the shotgun and the missile launcher in play in a moment.
Unit down.
Nope, there's my missile launcher dead. That's not going to help anyone.
Unit down.
Just mostly machine guns in play at the moment. There we go, there's the shotgun. Let's say a single shot kill at short range. It does have quite short range though. Oh, I see, the path. It shows you the path throughout the whole game rather than just for that single turn like you'd normally see. That's why it was so complicated for that guy. We just hang around for a while hoping the other person's going to step out, because it's dark of course, and then I lose unfortunately. One thing the game does have that's quite nice though is you can do a watch full replay where it gets rid of most of the UI and you can just watch the action. That's quite good for recording the game afterwards if you want to record, or if you want to rather summarise how a game went, maybe upload it to YouTube or whatever, if you're more interested in the game overview rather than a let's play style of playing the game. It's unfortunate that we didn't get to see the rocket launcher in this mission. I'll see if I can find another one. I'll pop back again when I find one. So here we have light extermination where we could see each other's troops, and I'm going to quickly hop into the replay and you'll be able to see the grenade launcher being used in this one. Quite extensively possibly. There we go, you can see the projectile arcs for quite a while. It can last from one turn into the next one sometimes. And when there's a lot of explosions around, it can get quite difficult to see exactly what you're going to do. Actually, to be honest, it's a lot easier in the game because, of course, you're only working one turn at a time, but in the replay it gets quite frantic. So that's a quick view around Frozen Synapse. I'll put all the relevant links in the description below so you can check out the game yourself. Thanks for watching. feel free to like and subscribe as usual. You know how YouTube works. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.